So the difference between being federally regulated and having private insurance really is the ability to work directly with the state regulator and get a comfort level with them and the comfort level with the way we would like to operate our business.
With NCUA, I always felt like they were looking over our shoulders, that they were trying to catch us doing something wrong instead of doing something right. ASI always looked for what we were doing right, and thus the business partnership that we felt we had with them.
So back in 2007, when I became the regulator here in the state of Ohio for 200 plus credit unions, plus American Share Insurance. During that time frame when credit unions were really challenged because of the economy, we were having meetings constantly with the governor's office, with the Department of Commerce. ASI was always there at the table, really talking through any troubled credit unions that we had to work with. What was the remediation? What were we going to do? And I have to tell you that the leadership team there at ASI understands their credit unions. They understand the risk tolerances of the credit unions. They were really able to work through mitigating a lot of issues.
And I've found that there's been great flexibility with this insurer versus the federal insurer. When you have a federal insurer and the regulator all in the same, it's a different experience. But with ASI, the focus has been on risk. I understand risk, and most credit union professionals will understand risk. So there's some flexibility in operating and working with and coming up with solutions to challenges. So it's been a great experience.
So ASI is a mutual company, and so it's owned by its members, just like our individual credit unions are owned by our members. And again, what's nice about that relationship is that we have a voice, and the governance body around ASI is interested in hearing from its members and how it's doing for input and the needs that we have. And it really goes back to, again, the advantage we find with ASI is it's a partnership, and they're willing to work with you versus us and them. It's more of a we type relationship.
I think the best example of how our ASI auditors worked with the state was during the recession. And when ASI auditors would come in, they were actually our advocate with the state. And that's really the thing that helped us the most. But with ASI coming in and being our partner rather than being our regulator, we were able to have conversations with them that would help us to navigate the difficult waters we were in. They acted as a partner with us and helped us to talk to our regulator and explain to them the things that were most important and how we were going to work through some of the problems we had. And it was good to have somebody on our side, somebody that knew that and was interested in our success and interested in us getting through the recession rather than just covering their tracks and making sure that they didn't look bad. I think that was very valuable for us.
We are able to sit down and talk with them about what is important to us as a credit union regarding private share insurance. Where do we want the company to focus? And you can't do that with federal insurance. You can't sit down with the president or the board and let them know what your feelings are.
ASI has been a great partner with credit unions. I've enjoyed the opportunity to participate in the Credit Union Council, which provides me the chance to speak with other credit unions from across the country, engage in dialogue that's been helpful, networking with folks and understanding their problems and issues. And collectively, because we're a mutual, we can certainly provide information, advice, feedback to the ASI board as well as the ASI management. And I think that's a great opportunity.
We've been with ASI for a number of years, almost our entire history since we were required to have insurance in the state of California. And they have been a great partner. So we're known by our community and by our membership base to be privately insured by American Share Insurance. So we have that benefit.
We don't advertise the individual accounts as being insured, but we do work with members and help them to understand the importance of it. And it is a huge competitive advantage for us. And it allows us to gather in deposits in a much easier way.
I like the fact that ASI is a silent partner. I've never had a member in the last 3.5 years with Silver State Schools Credit Union come up to me and say, why are you privately insured instead of being federally insured?
I was able to work with ASI and the Nevada regulators and really watch ASI put together a plan of action to save one of the biggest credit unions in the state of Nevada.
The fact that ASI is examined by the Ohio Department of Insurance as well as the Department of Commerce is a very important fact to me. And in addition to that, there are various states that have credit unions who are members of ASI, and those particular organizations also examine ASI as well. And all reports in the past 45 years have all been very, very positive and favorable, and it certainly speaks to how well ASI is run, as well as compliance and viability.
The greater account coverage, I think, makes a big difference from my perspective because it's per account, and so it's not limited like the NCUA is. Theirs is an aggregated total, and so it's just insured for $250,000, whereas really the sky's the limit as far as ASI is concerned.
One of the advantages of ASI is the account coverage in terms of insurance, which is a major plus. There's really no limitations. So as long as a member is willing to open up, multiple accounts, they can have as much coverage as possible. And again, our firefighter membership base has a lot of excess cash, and they have some very significant balances. And so to get better coverage for our membership, there's a huge advantage to being with ASI versus the NCUA.
So the opportunity to engage ASI as the insurer and not the regulator certainly provides a lot of flexibility and opportunity. With the insurer, the focus typically is on the risk. With the regulator, it's more about compliance and laws, and when you mix the two, it can become a challenge.
In my mind, ASI is listening to its members. We wanted to make certain that the value that ASI was providing us was the value that we needed, and it absolutely is.
Whether it's being able to have a more robust commercial loan portfolio or talk to the regulator about, our state regulator about something else that we would like to do, we have a lot of flexibility in that regard. So it just opens up a lot of doors for us to be able to walk through and go and serve our members and do the things that we want to do and what we see as important in our business plan.
So ASI allows us to mind our own business, which is really important to today's world, because from a business lending perspective, which we're getting into right now, there's a cap with NCUA at 12.25%, and that affects our ability to make revenue, to make loans to our members, and so from our perspective, that allows us to do business and mind our own business.
Our members have confidence in us, and it's extremely important that we have confidence in our insurer. And that's why we chose ASI.
We knew that there would be a day when we would need not only investment, but guidance and trust. That's why we chose ASI.
A successful partnership isn't only built on trust, it takes integrity. That's why we chose ASI.
We have the privilege to choose the best option for our members. That's why we chose ASI.
ASI is owned by us, its credit unions, and it gives us a seat at the table. That's why we chose ASI.